Okay, welcome back everybody for another video of Master of Command. Today we're going to be playing the Hanoverian Corps. I did a poll probably a few weeks ago now, and the first winner of that poll was the, of course, border troops, Austrian border troops, so we did a playthrough of them, and second place was the Hanoverian Corps, so I said that I would do my next campaign playing as them. I then did another poll asking people if they wanted to see me try to play the Hanoverian Corps using only the German units, and I think like 51% of the vote said yes, use only German units. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and. This is actually the first time I'm looking at the screen since the update, or like, this is the first time I've played Master of Command since the update. So do I just hit continue? Yes. Okay, great. I was like, it doesn't have the doesn't have the difficulty modifiers. So we're gonna go ahead and play on Marshal. Oh, we're gonna play Iron Man, Marshal. There we go. Okay. And let's get into it. So we're gonna call this Iron Man Hanover, only Germans. Okay, let's see. Okay. 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 This is kind of tough because if I go for Reinforce Hanover, I'm going to get Highland Foot, which I can't use, but I like Camp Powder Master more than I like living off the land, and more than I like Cavalry Focus. I mean, I guess I can. I like Camp Powder Master more, but I could always get it later on. So I would rather be able to get the get a free unit that I can use. So let's go with this one. Let's go with Invade Franconia. It looks like we're going to be fighting the French and the Austrians, I believe. I always forget the differences between the Austrian and Russian flags, but I think that's Austria. I'm excited to play as Hanover because I wanted to see how the new combat effectiveness works. Essentially, if you're in the command radius of an officer, you should be getting a plus 10% combat effectiveness bonus. If you are not within range of an officer's command radius, then you take a 10% morale hit. So it seems like they're going to be, with the Hanover, you really want to play around keeping your officers around your other units, and I assume it also includes your general. I imagine that your general also gives this benefit. Okay, Hanoverian horse. Let's give him the beer, and let's not give our officer the quartered musket, but we'll give it to this guy. And since we're giving him the quartered musket, we'll also give him the casualty restoration and the half gators, so that he can get in closer and just blast away. Okay, war's upon us. Oh, this is that's a pretty good start. I don't know if we'll have the money to be able to buy more infantry right away, though. That's the only downside. Looks like there's one battlefield to the north, a bunch to the south, A lot of forts to the north. Yeah, so I might have to go... And the spawn of these forts is kind of inconvenient. They're kind of far off the path. But I think we're going to go here and then head south, hit that fort, hit that battlefield, that one, and then we'll have done our 3. And then we'll do these 2 forts, I guess. And I feel like these are just too far away to mess with unless we get a bunch of food and can just force march over there. And so for our first encounter, I think okay, so the cost of ammunition went down in the update. So ammunition, that might be overvalued. 570 reservists, so we'd probably get back our casualties. Food. Is there cheap food nearby? Yeah, let's just leave for a moment. There is not, so I will need to buy food eventually. Maybe I just go for the food because I haven't thought about which is the best to pick anymore. Now that the taller option is gone. Okay. French Fusiliers, Royal Recruits, Provincial Cavalry. Let's see. So these guys are going to outrange us. What do we want to do here? Do we want to stay back here and force them to come to us? I mean, I think that's probably the move. Especially if we can catch them in the river, that would be really good. Also, I think this is a new map. This is cool. Okay. Let's go ahead and put everyone in column, and we're gonna march back to here, wait for them to get into the river, and then run at them. What's the command? Okay, that is a pretty good radius that he's got. And so you can see he's getting the combat effectiveness bonus. Alright, let's see what they're doing. Okay, wait for them to get a little bit closer. And let's put our officer in the middle here. And let's start to advance. Yeah, so let's get to here, and then let's form up in our line. because they still need to come up a little bit more. So we're going to start getting into line here. And let's get into line over here. Start walking, you two. Walk and recover that stamina. Speed things up just a little bit. Okay. And now we can have you come forward. And let's try to hit them while they're in the river. It looks like they'll stop right there, right on the edge, which is okay. Here, let's come up just a little bit more, run into position. Get your shot. Very nice. And then let's switch you to quartered shot. These guys are still getting into position. Let's have them run. And okay, now we'll hit them with the quartered shot. So we did 31 on the first volley, and this time we got like 80 kills, so that was really good. Maybe we try to move up just a little bit closer. And we'll speed up. Okay, let's pull back. Just so that we're spreading out our casualties a little bit. Let's bring our cavalry over here. Hit that cavalry. The water should slow them down. Hopefully we'll get our volley off. Okay. Or not. Okay, pull back von Braunschweig. Oh, pull back. Bring our cavalry over. Okay. And then let's hit them. Oh, they're fully braced. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's get the cavalry across. You guys are no longer able to fire because they're out of range, so we'll have you advance. And keep closing, keep closing. Okay, now open fire. And let's get the Hanoverian cavalry right behind them and then send them in for a charge. And we'll probably get these 2 volleys off. This one might break them. Dang, the water's slowing us down too much. Come on, land it before they volley. Okay. Okay, got a fair bit of money. I should be able to buy a unit with that. And I might take the ransom as well. And I need to remember we're only buying German units. So if we come across a village that's got a bunch of British units, that's not going to help us. We can sell all those, give you the riding boots, hang on to that. Okay, subsidy recruits, love it. So we'll just get the 1 unit. And I haven't really looked at this tree too much, so I'm just going to take a minute to kind of see what they're good at. Okay, so the Hessians are going to be your melee. Oh, they only have 1,000 men. That's kind of a bummer. They have really good stamina and move speed. So they're going to be kind of like an elite grenadier unit, but they're going to be smaller. An elite melee grenadier unit, I should say. But they're going to be smaller in regiment size than the Hanoverians. They also reload pretty quickly. Okay, Brunswickers, they're actually fairly okay in melee. They're smaller unit size than the Hanoverians. They're pretty fast, have a really good reload. Go into the subsidy Jaegers. And the Hanoverians are probably just going to be our line infantry with their 30 accuracy, 25 reload. Hessian's going to be the heavy cavalry. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, we're going to have our work cut out for us just using this unit tree right here. I can't give you anything. I could buy ammunition here while it's cheap. I'll buy 1 thing of ammunition, and then let's try to tackle this fort. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Absolutely. Got a land pattern and a light socket bayonet. Not bad. So let's give you the... Yeah, let's give you the land pattern. And you can have the light socket bayonet, since you have a Neustadt, which is more melee focused, so you can... This will be a little bit better for charging. Getting into melee, which, I mean, is probably preferable for you versus our other units. And then Let's come visit the slum. Getting the money every day I kind of forgot about, so I'm glad that we're getting that. I'm just going to re-enlist some of them. I'm not going to spend our ammunition. Let's see, more subsidy recruits here. I don't think I have enough stuff to sell off. 342. I think it was, what, 381? But I did see that there was another army coming towards us. So perhaps after fighting them, we would have enough money to buy another unit. Okay. And... okay. So they've got 3 Fusiliers. They're all fairly well equipped with Charlevilles. And over here they've got the cylindrical ramrods, so... let's... maybe we try to fight them from this hill. Let's go ahead and we'll park these 3 guys on the hill, and our quartered shot guy, maybe we'll try to get around on the flank with the quartered shot and do some damage there. The Hanoverian cavalry helping out where possible. So let's get you guys all up on the hill. Let's have you go out wide. Cavalry here in the back. General over here. And I think I'll send the general with, well, actually I'll have this cavalry nearby. So they'll be able to give the combat bonus. The combat effectiveness bonus. And let's make sure that our good officer is here in the middle. Oh, you can see that morale debuff that they've got. That's fascinating. Okay, let's get our... cavalry over there to boost them back up. Okay, cool. That's kind of a fun little test. And we've got our general over here just in case. Let's see, they slightly outrange us, so we need to be cognizant of that. Let's turn here. And let's take a step back to bring them... well, it looks like these guys will be in range. But I want these guys to come a little bit closer. Okay. And then run back forward. And after this shot, take off your bayonet. You can take off your bayonet. Oh wow, that was devastating in terms of morale. Here, let's charge into them for a minute. Let our land millets get a little bit closer. Rebuild their morale a bit. Or we can just shatter them. That works too. I'm just gonna let them rack up kills for a bit. Gain some veterancy. Okay, that's good for now. Let's form up into a firing line here. Let's get you guys into a column and ready to just charge into them and get experience once they break. Here, let's take off your bayonet. And then finish running into position. Okay, great shot. And let's get you guys charging in. Heck, you guys can charge in. And then we'll come deal with these Fusiliers. Come on, subsidy recruits, keep going. And I'm just going to let them get as many kills as possible. I'm not going to charge in the Hanoverian cavalry yet. But I will speed this up. Okay. Yeah, plenty of money there. Oh, breastplates. Interesting. Let's go ahead and take more money and ammunition. And we can start upgrading our land millets into foot, which is good. We can sell these worn muskets. I wasn't paying attention. Did we get those muskets from the battle? No, right? Did our items? I think our items just went to the top of our inventory. In any case, I think we can sell the large cartridge box for now. But we can give this military tree just to someone. So let's give it 2. Honestly, you're not really taking many casualties, so give that to you, and you can have that. Our officers getting put into more dangerous situations. And then our Hanoverian cavalry. I think we just open an item slot and give them the breastplates. And here we can buy more subsidy recruits. So there we go. Looking good, guy. Ooh, a cylindrical ramrod. I do like that. Let's sell awesome things. Honestly, if I sold another breastplate, I could get another unit. So, I think I will do that. And let's pick up another subsidy recruit. Now we're filling up our army, which is good. We could use more manpower, but I don't have the money for it right now. Oh, and here we can... Oh man, what should I do? Should I take the... Is it wrong of me to take the Austrian Grinzer? Because I said... I said that I would only use German units, and... Oh, but it's Grinzer. The Grinzers, I think, aren't technically German. They are, I think they're from, like, Croatia. So actually, no, I shouldn't go Grinzer. So I could... I would have to buy reservists and then come back to get the Freikorps unit. I'm trying to think, would that be interesting at all? I mean, maybe the Hussar. I know the Freikorps Hussar is fairly good. But where? I think this is the nearest town, and I don't want to have to come down here and then come all the way back up. So I'm just gonna go for the subsidy recruit. But I would have liked to pick like the Freikorps unit or something. We'll come over here and visit the slum, and our army is growing pretty quickly. I'm fairly happy with that. And we can afford to sell a bunch of provisions and then just buy them back at this city here. Okay, so that's good. I should have bought some more manpower, but oh well. Item sale cost is higher here, so maybe when we start running out of time, if we're able to stockpile a lot of items, we can come back here and sell. We'll visit that slum real quick, and let's take the bagpipers and we'll put them on these Hanoverian foot, I guess. Mostly I went for the bagpipers because they're going to be useful, they're going to be useful to put on grenadiers later. Oh, and here's a patrol. Hello, patrol. Okay. Oh, look at this. They have Jaegers. That's cool. I think, speaking of Jaegers, I think I'm going to try to turn 2 of my units into Jaegers. I don't want to have a whole bunch of them, but I think having a couple would be really useful. In any case, they've got their Jaegers in the middle, and all of their infantry are recruits, and they've got their field artillery. So what I think I'll do is I'll set up my line, I don't know, probably like over here, and then once they've advanced up, I'll send my cavalry around to hit the artillery. No more cheesing the artillery, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah, you guys load your quartered shot. Oh, what's the range on this? Okay, maybe we leave the subsidy recruits over here, and then we take our Hanoverian units and we march them up to get on the flank. Mostly, I wanted to march in column up to over here, but the artillery is just going to tear us up if we do that. And actually, they might just play defensive since they have the artillery superiority. We'll see. So just go ahead and start spreading out here. And we'll leave the general over here to give his command bonus. Swing way over there with our cavalry. And it looks like they will advance on us a little bit. We'll see up to what point. Oh my gosh. I was going to charge into these Jaegers, but not if they have 50 melee and 42 melee. It's funny that they both have melee muskets with the Neustadt and the Tula. Okay. So it looks like their artillery will be vulnerable here in a moment. I'm just trying to get around the edge of these recruits and then we'll charge in and take them out. Okay. I think we've gotten around these recruits enough. Yes, we certainly have, because the artillery is now targeting us. Let's go ahead and try to run in there. They'll have to turn and reload, and hopefully we get there before they reload. And let's try to help with fighting these Jaegers. They are racking up a fair number of kills. Let's not stand here and just get shot up by these Brownland recruits. Let's advance here. Yeah, we're not doing a whole lot of damage. Of course, these Jaegers in open order. Here, let's form into 2 columns and then we'll charge in. And we'll let these guys keep working the recruits. Guys aren't braced at all, so I'm kind of curious. If we just charge in from this flank, how much damage are we going to do? I mean, a fair bit, but also we didn't get a full charge off. They were closer than I thought they were. Okay, looks like we did beat those Jaegers, but it really tired us out. Alright, let's get set up into 2 lines here. And let's hit them while they're not braced. to give our guys some time to reload. And they will break, actually, so that's fine. I didn't take your bayonets off. I should have. Here, let's come over here. Get right up on those row of recruits and then fire into them point blank. Okay, these guys have done really well, got a lot in kills. Our poor subsidy recruits just took a lot of damage. Didn't inflict like a ton of kills, just took a lot of damage. This may be enough to break them. Yeah. So yeah, that was good. Got some good money out of that. And I will take the money and ammunition. Now we've got some more upgrades. Command radius, morale up, range up, melee up. Let's go for the extra range. And this is going to be our cavalry or melee brigade. And this will be a line. The fingers are misaligned. Line brigade, there we go. So over here we want to be either cavalry or melee focused, and we didn't really get any of those. Move speed is good, but I don't know if I would take move speed over like re-rolling for a melee perk. Maybe later in the game I would just take this if I was desperate. And we were like about to do the HQ battle or something, but for now I think I can skip it. And here's some things to sell off. Spirit rations actually wouldn't be bad on you. And we can give our recruits the beer. You guys can become foot now. Congratulations. And we can equip the socket bayonets. Or the light socket bayonets, I should say. And this is the end of the line for you, right? Yeah. So let's come over here. Let's buy up. Oh, okay. Manpower's a little bit more expensive than I thought. Is it? Okay. And there's not really a point in buying recruits because we don't have the brigade space for them. And I'm kind of too poor to buy things at the moment. Gun picks are pretty cheap. Could do gun picks. But I feel like I don't think we necessarily need them at this moment. So let me just do one more round of reservists and a little bit of food. And then we'll continue on to this fort. And we can lay siege, but we don't have any artillery. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember if you need artillery in order to do one of the options in the next phase of this fort. I honestly don't remember. I know if I had grenades, that would be really helpful. I can't remember. Let's just lay siege and then we'll see. Okay, yes. So I do need artillery in order to do this option. I'm going to abandon the siege then. And we can come back and do this. It's a shame that I used 3 days on that, but we can come back and do this when I have artillery or grenades. Here we'll take the reservists. We'll look at guns. Jaeger's nice. Potsdam. So I think I will get... I'll get this Jönköping just so our cavalry can have a cheap carbine. And I'll buy a... Will I buy a Potsdam? For 100? Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that. Anything else interesting around here? I could get a quartermaster, increase our veterancy gain. That wouldn't be bad. We already looked at the gunsmith, foundry. Powder house. Oh, I could... I was gonna say I could buy grenades, but they don't have grenades. Okay, yes, let's buy some quartermasters. And we can sell off these things. Oh, and I need food. Okay. And then let's continue on. Hopefully I don't need food for this outpost. Oh, cool. Yeah, let's do this one. So now HQ's not coming until day 167. We can go ahead and fight this battle. Take out this patrol, which has a bunch of Hungarians that we don't want to get into melee with. And some royal recruits, which are nothing to be afraid of. Oh, I didn't equip the quartermasters. I'm glad that I thought to do that. Okay. So we want to get our subsidy recruits out of the recruit phase and onto something better. So let's do this. Let's have the subsidy recruits fighting the royal recruits more. I mean, maybe part of it is that we just advance quickly into the town and try to take good cover here. How fast do these Hungarians move? Not very quickly at all. So hopefully we can get into the town before they do. We'll take our quartered shot guy, put him out wide with this cavalry to give him combat effectiveness. Keep our general with the recruits. You can be here, you can be here. Okay. Yeah, I switched him over to quartered shot. Alright, let's go. Keep the general with them. Get our quartered shot guy and cavalry moving. Yeah, these guys are going to be really strong in melee. Really, really strong. So maybe we actually keep our Hanoverian foot back for a moment. So that hopefully they draw the subsidy recruits will ideally draw the attention first, and then we can move these guys into position with the quartered shot and use them. Is my plan. And oh, they're waiting for these units to get into line. Okay. So let's start spreading our guys out. Trying to make sure everyone's inspired over here. Let's turn our formation a little bit. And I don't know what I'm going to do with these guys. They can hold the line, I guess. I can switch out with this unit if needed. I'm gonna bring our Hanoverian bring cavalry over just a little bit. Here, you can remove your bayonet. As can you. I don't want these guys taking off their bayonet because I don't trust these Hungarian units. Okay, they're forming up. Let's bring our cavalry over. Oh man. Okay, now charge in. And you too, come charge. Form up quickly. We've got so many units in this fight with these Fusiliers. Okay, great shot. Way to absolutely devastate them. Okay, let's start bringing you around. Let's bring our cavalry back. And let's get ready for those dragoons if they want to enter the fray. Hold your fire. Fire at will. Okay, get ready to come up here. Back off. Hold your fire. Go back to volley. And let's actually switch you guys out. Here, you come back. Put these guys up front and center. And pull back our Hanoverian foot, or else they're gonna get shot. Okay, fire at will. Are we gonna catch up to these guys? It seems like it. Get your bayonets on, which unfortunately resets your bracing. I wanted to see how quickly bracing goes up, and it's not very fast at all. These guys have so much morale. Jeez. Okay, good job, you guys. We can remove your bayonets and your bayonets. That's why they have... That's at least part of why they have good morale, is they've got 2 morale items. There we go. Now let's get into line right beside them. And then unload. Here, let's speed up since nothing's really happening at the moment. Lots of money. Happy with that. Let's see here. 167, 1400. A fair bit of provisions. But I think I need the money just because I need to upgrade and get another brigade slot, so I'm gonna take the money. Okay, we're looking for line brigade. Combat effectiveness. Ooh, at the cost of the officer's command radius. That's tough. I think I'm still gonna do it. We can sell that. Dragoon swords. We'll hang on to canteens. Large cartridge box. We could probably hand that out to these guys. Sure. And let's start looking. Oh, it's gonna take 6 veterancy to get to provincial cavalry. That's kind of brutal. So you could be land millets. I don't necessarily want you to be right now. What I want to get is artillery. So I might wait and turn you into artillery. And then maybe one of these guys we turn into cavalry. And the other 2, I don't know. Could start working on Jaegers, could start working on Grenadiers. We'll just see what we feel like we need. Alright, let's keep on moving. We'll come visit this city real quick. And we'll sell some things. And we'll buy... Let's just take a look at what they have here. So they have land millets and subsidy recruits that we can buy. But we'll take a little bit of manpower and a little bit of food. And then keep marching on our merry way. We'll visit this battlefield. Actually, we'll visit this one first. And I really would like to get a battle, but we didn't get one. So we'll take the reservists, and then we'll come up visit this one. And this will actually solve our artillery problem, so that we can then work on circling back around if we so desire. Alright, let's take the attrition. Okay. Alright, that's pretty good. We'll take that. And if I just walk around for a couple of days, I'll be able to put them in. I am burning through a lot of food, though. Man, I really wish there was a town here that had cheap food. We'll come visit this convoy. I don't really want to buy any of these, so we'll just seize it and we can sell it off at some point. Ugh, okay. Yeah, we'll pay them. There's a nice big encamped army there. Rig the game, absolutely. And gosh, I still have a lot of like militia units, recruit units. So I could expand my brigade, or expand and get a new brigade. But it makes me a little nervous because I mean, I want to fight these guys, but I'm also like, will I be able to? Yeah, let's go forage. And we'll come down to this herd and hopefully get some provisions out of it. Okay. And then let's come visit this outpost. Yep, we'll be right back. Let's expand this. Put the artillery in here. Get the cavalry ready. Okay. And now... Oops, I've got one guy here. No, let's have the artillery. Oh, I don't have an officer. I'm being silly. Okay. So now let's fight this tough field army. We'll get an artillery regiment. Maybe if we get enough money, we can come buy an infantry unit and then come fight the encamped army. No, not a British battalion. Okay. Well, we'll take their manpower and their ammunition. And we'll take their canister. That's actually helpful. Okay, and then when we upgrade into a German artillery unit, we can take their iron 3-pounder. Okay, so it's actually not too terrible. I wish it had been German artillery so we could use it, but oh well. Let's see what we're up against. Some French Fusiliers, Grinzer recruits. Okay. Double Hungarian Fusiliers. Okay. How do the Grinzer Hussars compare to my guys, I wonder? Alright. So they've got their Fusilier units over here, and then they've got the French Fusiliers over here, but I'm not too worried about the French Fusiliers. I say, is there a hill? There is a hill here that we could take and plop the artillery on. There's also one here. Let's... Maybe I plop the artillery down over here, and then I can get a good spread out here and then here. So... yeah, I'll have you firing round shot until they get close. Oh, what's our command radius look like now? Okay, it's actually not too bad. It's not too bad. Let's get the artillery up here, and let's get our subsidy boys marching over here. Let's have one here. I will take you. Now let's get you probably over here, and then the officer here, and our quartered shot over here. And how should we split our cavalry? Let's send them here. We'll keep these guys over here. Let's unlimber. Okay, we didn't hit anything. Awesome. Yeah, let's hold fire. Yeah, let's keep this officer nearby. We'll keep our general over here. If I try to hit their artillery, what does that look like? Oh. Well, that worked. That seemed like maybe that was too effective, in all honesty, but we'll take it. What do these guys have? Earthworks? Man, these guys are too far. Okay, you got your one shot. Nice. Okay, let's pull you all back. Oh, these guys move really quickly. Probably because they're not moving through fields. Not sure what these guys are trying to pull here. Okay. Guys are fairly good in melee. Guys are not really. Okay, let's take off your bayonet. We can probably take off yours after this volley. Oops. Okay, good. Now let's come clean up the other cavalry. I need to get them a limber chest so that they're just burning less ammunition. Alright, let's run them into position. Let's get these guys in position as well. After their volley, I'm gonna pull them back. And we're gonna charge in. Alright, they didn't make it. That charging unit didn't. Fair bit of money, a lot of reservists, a lot of veterancy and provisions. I am tempted by the veterancy. Yeah, why don't we do that? Okay. So now these guys... We'll do... Do I want cavalry? I could just turn them into my cavalry brigade now. With this. Stamina keeps him still... he could go either way, right? He could still go melee or cavalry focus. I think that generally speaking, this is going to be better because I'm not going to have like any dragoon units. So let's go for the stamina. And we can take a look here. And you can become battalion artillery. And we'll hand you their gun. And we can give you the tobacco. You don't need that anymore. So now what do I want to do with these recruits? Do I want more artillery at the moment? I'm not so sure. I could turn one into Hanoverian foot and then try to turn the other two into Jaegers, or maybe do one Jaeger and have the other one be cavalry. But I think I will turn one into land milits. Sorry. Oh, that's right. We have to go through land milits before we get to the foot. Okay. So let's do that. And now I'm just trying to figure out if I want my artillery, where I want to put this artillery. Here, let's do that. And then do that. Okay, I feel good about that. Sell that, sell that, sell that. Medicinal herbs, sure. And maybe we take your canteen and give it to him, along with the spirit rations. And the earthworks. Sure. So let's come over here. And oh, I got reservists because I turned them into artillery. I was like, where did all that manpower come from? And I can buy subsidy recruits, or I could buy land milits. Which maybe I'll go for the land milits. What do they have? Oh, they only have worn muskets. That's kind of stinky. Okay. I think it'll be fine. So let's do it. Let's buy the lamblets. Let's then I think if I go and do the encamped army, let me take a look at our army size. I'm at 11,000 compared to almost 17. That still seems like a really big gap in our capabilities. Maybe I do a couple more encounters to try to build up our power a little bit. Oh yeah, let's fight this patrol. Yeah, come here, patrol. Okay. They have no artillery, that's good. I've got some fusiliers over here. Everyone else is pretty meh. So let's do that. Man, it's kind of hard to be mindful of the officer command radius. Like, it's cool, but it's also a little annoying. Okay. Let's think. Yeah, I'll put you out pretty wide. And I popped my artillery down on this hill. Is this even where I want to try to fight them? Or I could put them down here. So let's do that. We'll have our quarter shot fellow way on the end here. And we'll take our two land millets, and they can kind of watch this side. We'll have our subsidy boys over here, and then our other guys here. And we'll put you here to encourage them. And you can play support over here. And the general can babysit the artillery. And I think we'll be good with that. Here, let's move you guys up a little bit more. Okay. Honestly, here, let's take you off of the hill. And we'll wait for them to come a little bit closer, and then we'll let the artillery fire. And these guys I might just have cross the river. Move over just a tad bit. And let's open fire, just see what happens. 74, not bad. And I guess they're just gonna take a defensive position. Oh no, this unit is advancing. They're just not in line yet. That's the problem. Okay, let's speed things up. There, you can take off your bayonet, you can take off yours. And you guys can all take off your bayonets. Let's try to hit those hussars. sure what's going on with these hussars back here. They're acting kind of squirrely. Here, let's get this land militia unit coming over here. And then he can intercept these Crownland recruits. And let's try to get into position here, because those hussars are coming in. Hold your fire. They look... The horses are really trying to run. Okay. Open fire. Perfect. And it looks like they will recover, so let's just turn and get ready to fight them if they do come back. Let's run for a bit. And speed up, since it's just this one unit. Okay, and they are done. I just wanted to check and make sure those hussars weren't coming back. And I'd love to be getting more weapons out of... Okay, the 6-pounder howitzer isn't bad. And here's ask and you shall receive, right? Here's some muskets. So now, what do I want to do? Do I want to go ahead and take some more veterancy? Or take some money and go back and buy that last recruit, that last subsidy recruit? That could be good. Although veterancy is going to be pretty important here. Let's do... How much ammunition do I use? I don't know. Here, let's take the money and ammunition. Yeah, we have stuff that we can sell off. One of our subsidy guys made it, so I'm going to work on turning him into a Jaeger unit. So let's make him a Brunswicker Musketeer. Let's do that. And let's grab... Man, all of these are terrible. I'm not terrible, but like bad for a melee brigade that I'm trying to make over here. Let's switch the 3-pound iron gun for a 6-pound howitzer. Because we don't have canister. If we had canister, I'd probably use the 3-pounder gun, but since we don't, we're just going to use this howitzer. Our guys here. Here, let's give you the Potsdam. And the Jönköping is better than the Warren Musket, so let's switch that out. Can sell all of that. Sure, let's give you the cartridge box. Doesn't really matter. And let's come back here real quick, buy our subsidy recruit. And now I say, let's go ahead and try to take on that encamped army. And maybe that will be the last battle of this video. And I anticipate taking a lot of losses, so I'll probably have to go with the option that gives me more manpower. So let's go ahead and buy up a little bit of ammunition, some provisions maybe, and then let's come visit this slum real quick, and then we'll go visit that encamped army. Or I could do the 2 forts and then the encamped army, and maybe I'll be marginally stronger. Sure, let's reveal all the encounters. Although from a progression standpoint, it probably makes more sense to go encamped army and then do all of those. All right, let's just go fight the encamped army. I believe we can do it. Let's get it done. All right, what are we up against? Gosh, they have a lot of artillery. They've got, what, 4 batteries? And I thought they would have more recruit units in here. I'm actually a little bit worried. But that's okay. We got this. I just need to pick really good ground to fight them on. Okay. Okay, so this is the weak side of their line. Yeah, and this is the strong side. So let's go ahead and favor this side and try to force a battle with this flank of their army and then fight the strong end. So let's take our 2 artillery units. Let's get all of our guys here. Our Brunswickers. Hanoverian cavalry, yes please. And what I'm thinking is we plop down the Schaumburg-Lippe over here. Maybe we keep our howitzer on this side to help fight these stronger units. And then with these guys, we maybe send our one cavalry unit and then our weaker line infantry over there to deal with them. So let's go ahead and set up here. All you guys come over here. All you guys set up over here. And let's send our general over here. Okay. What sort of artillery do they have? Lycorn's a little worrisome. I'm going to try to do some counter battery and knock out the artillery. Okay, looks like their line's turning a little bit. And, okay, they are going to advance. I was going to say, are they planning on advancing? Okay, and then yeah, we can put our two subsidy recruits out wide. Have these guys more towards the middle, because we'll have the cavalry charge into the Fusiliers and knock them out. I do want these guys to get closer before I open up with the artillery. Oh, and I keep forgetting I can stand in front of the howitzers because I'm just going to be using round shot. So I don't need to leave a gap for them. Okay, here they come, advancing a little bit more. Who? Oh, I want to try to knock out the officer. Is what I want. So let's do that. Let's try to knock that guy out. Okay, we failed. Okay, let's try it again now that they're standing still. Still not great. Yeah, and those 2 shots ate up a quarter of my ammunition, so I really don't want to take any more. Ugh. But if we miss, we'll hit the French Hussars, which isn't too bad. Maybe we just do one more shot on these guys. Okay. With that, let's switch to canister and just hit anyone that comes into range. And we can open up here. Yeah, we're just using a tiny bit of ammunition, so it's fine. Okay, yeah. Knock those guys out. Awesome. That was a great shot. Okay, good. They are turning over here. See if we can charge into them before they get set. Yes, indeed. Nice. I kind of messed up over here. Here, let's inch our artillery forward. What? Okay. And then if we can get them before they brace, we should be able to rout them. Yep. Okay, perfect. Okay, you guys come back. Oh man, those guys are just gonna full on retreat. Because they're way too close to the edge. Let's come back to the cover. Oh, these guys were covered. Man, these guys are not getting their stamina back. Here, let's try to get in front of our land millets so they don't shatter. Okay, they shattered, but they shouldn't die. Oh man. Yeah, they're actually shattering a lot of my units over here with those hussars. Okay, excellent. please get there before they recover. Okay, nice. Okay, run, 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 run. Okay, let's get ready for those hussars. Awesome. Alright, we had a bunch of units shatter, unfortunately, so they're gonna take some heavy losses, but I don't think any of them should die. Hopefully, hopefully. This unit got really low, but I don't think that they're gone. Losses were actually higher than I anticipated, mostly because they shattered. If these units had not shattered, then our losses wouldn't have been so high. I do like the melee damage, but I think the item sale profit is probably more usable, generally speaking. Okay, good. Nobody died. We're doing okay. Okay, let's look for some more line brigade. Cover effectiveness is decent. But I want something more tangible. So I'm gonna skip on that. And then for our cavalry, man, again, not great. We can sell the Holsteiner horses. And I'll give you a breastplate. And we'll give you the tobacco. We can increase your max range. I don't know that it's worth giving you grape shot. Maybe I'll save this for like a grenadier unit. I'm gonna turn you into a Brunswicker. That way we can start working towards Jaegers there. And I'm gonna take the quartermaster and give it to you. And then I'll give you crosses to increase your morale a little bit. Apparently grape shot is more valuable than canister. So maybe I'll sell the grape shot. Grape shot. Okay. Now the question of, should I go try to get my manpower back and then go do all these things? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I could come down here, get manpower, do all of these little encounters, come back up here, and then just ping pong. because I don't like marching around without my manpower. So there we go. They're replenishing. I could get some cylindrical ramrods. What I really need is a limber chest for this unit, man. But I'll do it. I'll get the cylindrical ramrods because those are kind of hard to find, but they're really strong. Part of me wants to upgrade these guys into Hanoverian Grenadiers just because their morale will be better. I worry about taking these guys all the way through the campaign just because they have better shooting stats. I might switch them to Grenadiers just for the morale. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think there's anything else here that I really want. Iron ramrods are pretty decent, and they're not that expensive. Maybe I'll do that. And possibly the good tobacco. I am gonna keep one uniform just in case. And I'll sell the cavalry. We don't have any units that we're training into cavalry at the moment. And we'll take the gun picks and the ramrod. And the gunner implements. And we'll give this to our howitzer. We'll give you the gun picks. You can have the ramrod. So now we've got this beer that we can maybe give to someone. Sure. And then maybe I buy up some provisions since we'll be on the road for a bit. Oh, nice. And we'll give this great coat. Maybe to this guy. Maybe I'll work on turning him into a grenadier. Like a Hessian grenadier. Man, I just hate that they're kind of small. I'll just hold on to the great coat for now. Unless, you can use it. Now let's come and visit this encampment. Still got about 70 more days Take the manpower. I don't want to spend the ammunition at this moment. I'll visit this outpost. I'll get a line infantry if I give up a quartermaster. But the risk is it could be British, and then I can't use it. So we'll hold off on that. And let's come over here. Here, let's very quickly buy some more provisions. Let's take a look at the guns. And I still have, let's see, 1, 3 worn muskets that I need to switch out. I could get a bronze 3-pounder, but I mean, I don't hate using the howitzer for right now. And I feel like it did fairly well in that last battle. Oh, I could look for a cheap officer. There. Now we'll have an officer for our artillery, which is really good. And here, let's give you the officer instead of the cavalry. Let's come back over here. And here's a cheap carbine for you. And then I could buy a Potsdam just to give to our other Brunswicker. Now he's got a decent musket, and these two can just keep rocking worn muskets for right now, I guess. Now let's come over here, and we can do this convoy real quick. Let's do this one. Laying the HQ is good. And let's come up here. I'd like to find that patrol. Okay, yep, they're right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save. We're going to end here, and then when I come back, we're going to hit all of these forts along here. Yeah, we still got 60 days. I think that we can do it. And I'd love to, who knows, maybe there's another encamped army over here. That would be awesome. Anyway, I'm going to save here. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. I appreciate your feedback and appreciate you guys if you throw any support my way. And we'll see you in the next video.